How's it
Hi,
going?
I'm Christopher Gallardo with Hollywood Handle. How are you doing today?
Good, man. Good.
All right, so obviously I am a big Greek mythology fan, and I love your soundtracks from God of War to Percy Jackson.
Yes.
And obviously I got to ask about the sort of intertwining process between the two projects. Is there any special detail from those two albums, those two soundtracks that really resonated with you as you worked between these two projects?
I love writing fantasy. I love sci-fi and horror, but I've also been thinking recently about how truly fantasy is the genre that allows me, I think, to do the most. It's where music does so much heavy lifting to create this feeling of another world. In God of War and in Percy Jackson and in The Lord of the Rings of Power, you want to feel like the score is not only telling you the story, but it's telling you something about the world. Now, it's not that other genres don't do that, but, for example, when you're watching Star Wars and you see Luke is staring off at the twin sunset and you hear that glorious French horn solo, you don't think, well, that's not what Tatooine music sounds like. You don't hear symphony orchestras and French horns. That's an internal thing. But with God of War, it's like when you hear those low male singers, bum, 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 you hear the nickel harpa, you hear the Hardinger fiddle, even the hurdy-gurdy, it's like, that's what the music in the world sounds like.
Oh, yeah.
And there's the big orchestra and choir, but it's telling you about that culture. And the same thing with Percy Jackson, especially with the theme, for the gods, for this ancient entity, this order of beings. I wanted it to feel like you're hearing music that is, on a surface level, telling you the story, but the subtext is telling you about those cultures, and that makes them more real.
Definitely. And one more question around Percy Jackson. Have you been working on themes for Clarisse, for Luke, for Percabeth? What can you tell us about that sort of introductory process you've started with Season 2?
Most of my work for Season 2 is, so far, been done in Season 1. As I've been laying out the themes that I wrote, I'm also sort of laying the groundwork for where I want them to go. I haven't yet really started in earnest on Season 2. I'll be seeing footage soon. So in a few weeks, a month, I'll probably have a different answer to this. But I'm very excited to see where it goes. And I've got a lot of ideas for where I want to take the score. But ultimately, I need to see the footage first so that I can go, oh yeah, that's what needs to go there.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to see your wonderful score in that. Thank you so much, Bear. I hope you have a
Thanks so
wonderful
much.
day.
Take care.